YouTube channel and live stream is a not so proud member of YouTube's all encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. The all encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. You'll find one of us everywhere. Remember the rules for any layout. It's your layout. Do what you want. Don't tell someone else what to do unless they ask you what they should do. And don't call out, criticize, mock another channel on your channel. Warning, the content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16, especially today. The language, themes, attitude, and personality of the presenter of this show was not suitable for his own children when young, and he was a permissive parent. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. It just happens trains will be running. Any similarity between characters, situations, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence, and any rebroadcast of this transmission without the expressed written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey everybody, tell me right off the bat, do I have Dalek voice here, or is it good? Okay, let's see all here. Hey, Joel. Nice to see you, sir. Colin, glad to have you here. Richard Brown, nice to have you. Jackie, glad to hear you're a little bit better. Let's work on making that a lot better, honey. Let's get that going. Hello, Carl. Nice to have you here as always. Whoops, come on. Let me see. Brian, howdy, hi. Christopher, nice to have you, sir. I'm sorry I've been missing a lot of your little streams. I got in yesterday, but work is just, I try to listen and type when I can. Chris. Oh, hello. Let's see. Pete Clark, glad to have you here. Steven, I'm well. Not too much to complain about, but I'll find something anyhow. Let me see who else. Z Fantasy Trains. Tim from Island Scenics. Nice to see you, sir. Nice gesture, giving away stuff for your 1,000 subscriber celebration. And Lee is here. Did I miss anybody? I don't like missing people. I'm trying to catch up with everybody. And the vocal is good. We're sounding normal. We don't. This was acting up when I was doing some recording earlier. So I think I've said hello to everybody who has come in. If you're hanging on the fringes like a couple of my friends do, hi, hello to all of you out there. Welcome to my little slice of whatever it is, a slice of pickled beef. I don't know. Okay, what's new? Not a lot is new. The 3D printer is not working. I cannot seem to find what's wrong with it. Something is broken, and but that's the only down thing. Work's been crazy, but it hasn't been bad. It's just I have extra classes this semester, so I have even less free time. The other big thing, I don't know how well you'll see these. These finally arrived. I ordered them December 10th from the United Kingdom, and they arrived in the United States before Christmas, and I thought I'd have them the week after Christmas. But they sat in an impound lot in the United States government for several weeks at an import area, and then they went to Florida for a week, so they've had a vacation. They went from England to New York City and all the way down to Florida for a week or two, and then they finally showed up here the other day. These are my bistable or latching reed switches. These are a little magnetic operating device that, if you don't know what a reed switch is something that reacts to a magnetic force, and you can have two kinds. You can have normally open or normally close. And there's a third kind, bistable. Normally open means that the two pieces are stuck together they're magnetically held together so that the current can flow through them. It's closed, so it goes through, and or open. The current's open, and you have to apply a magnetic force to get it to separate. But the minute you remove the magnetic force, it closes back up again. So close allows the current to get through. Normally they're open until you apply a magnetic current, a magnetic field, and then they'll close to allow the current through, but as soon as you remove the magnetic force, they pull apart again. Bistables, or latching, when you apply the magnetic force, they will close and stay closed, or they will open and stay open. That's great when you want to, instead of spending about $20 to $25 a car, as it would cost me to light up the cars on my ICE2, it cost me about $4. The latching reed switch is about $2. The battery's about $1, and the wiring and the little battery holder thing are another $1 when you factor out all the price. So for about $4 to $5 compared to $20 to $25 to do to put lights in a car. Yeah, so that's here. And then the last thing I got was I bought myself a new, or actually my first soldering station. Not the fanciest or most deluxe, but a soldering station instead of the El Cheapo $5 ones. Now I know people have said $5 ones are just fine. Not when you got to put them down somewhere. And no, I wanted something a little nicer, so I got myself a new soldering station. Not that soldering's a lot of fun for me, but there it is. Let me see. Anybody else come in while I was babbling away? Ed Sutherland. Yes, carriage lighting. That's what I'm talking about. Carriage lighting. I call them cars. We have Ewan is here. Johnny Dawson has come in. Ed Sutherland's here. Have I missed anybody else while I was doing that little bit of intro? Okay. Now, I have something new today. I have not done a song in a while. During Christmas break, I did all the Christmas ones, and I put a lot of sort of creative effort into doing. There's actually 2 other Christmas songs you never saw because I decided I didn't really like them as much. They weren't as good. I didn't like my singing on one, horrible singing on it, and just I didn't want to even share it with anybody. And I still have the same 4 songs that I've got done and just haven't. But I haven't really had time to focus on sitting down. I haven't been listening to music. Normally, I have to listen to music and then I come up with the silly songs. I haven't been listening to music in the last 3 weeks or so, other than Christmas music. And so since Christmas ended 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, I haven't been listening to music. I have not literally sat down and listened to music since non-Christmas music since early December. Anybody else coming in? Let's see. St. Mary's just came in. Howdy hi. Tim JD is here. Howdy hi. Grandpa Rails. Hi. Thanks for stopping in, Grandpa Rails. So anyhow, but if you remember last week's live stream, and I really was hoping, did I see Vinny is here? Hi, Vinny. Well, I appreciate you stopping in and saying hello. If you remember last week's live stream, Mystic Southern Railway and Randall Ellison. Hey, welcome, Leamington Station. I now declare you a knight of the rhomboid table. Yeah, advertise your channel, Leamington Station. Go ahead, and I've just knighted you so you can put your thing. But anyhow, we started talking about a old cowboy 1950s American TV series called Matt Clark, Railroad Detective. And I started doing a stupid little couple of skits right before and right after Joyce came down. That bug stuck with me. And I have started I've got an episode of my version of Matt Clark, which I will share a little bit later. I want Randall and that to come in and laugh at it or hate me for ruining one of their childhood memories. But so instead of a song, I've got a bizarre little cowboy locomotive animation thing I well, it's not even animation, just something crazy I put together. All right, so anyhow, let's go to the long run and let's run some trains. I'm pretty much running the same old trains. Running my rail jet, although you can't really see. Well, you could see them. The only new guy is right here. I put my metronome out, the yellow double-decker. And Pete Clark. And then, so I've got my rail jet here, my Austrian rail jet. I'm still running the steamer. I haven't put him away yet. And my Czech rail jet. So really the only new guy is, we're about to, those three are going off, or four if you count the guy in the background, and these two are coming in. And I've got the ICE 3 going. So it's the same old crew, nothing too new or special. But that's where we're at right now. Yes, Ed, I love the double-deckers too. But I'm hoping Randall Ellison might pop up in Mystic Southern. But I didn't know if anybody else remembers me doing the little cowboy bit last week. But I got offline last week, and over the weekend I started writing. And I wrote, I've already written 3 scenes, of which I filmed the opening intro and the first scene this week. They're a lot harder to put together. Hopefully they'll get easier. But if you guys like them, I'll keep doing them. And maybe, but it'll be sort of like a serial. If you're old enough, you might remember back at when I was a little kid, they always had the main movie, but you had little serials, little episodes that were like 5-10 minutes long that you went to the movie theater to see. I'm talking really little. You had a cartoon, and then you had a serial, and then you had the main movie. Lewis and let's go back to there's that gorgeous railjet. Yeah, got a little dirty track right there. Yes, I did, Stephen. If you look, my comment's usually near the top, but yes, I saw that. It's very hard to get Fleischmann model kits over in America. It's very rare to see them. You're more likely to find them. Now, he found his on eBay, but Fleischmann does not make a lot of model kits. They had and they don't make them at all anymore. But that is an amazing kit with the opening doors, the reactive doors, so that when the loco's inside, as soon as the loco starts to move, the doors swing open and stay open. And then when the locomotive goes back inside, it'll activate it and shut the doors. That's amazing. Hey, Kieran. Howdy, hi, Kieran. Welcome in. Hey, there we go. Get to see everybody there. So, David Cook. Hey, David, nice to have you. So, as you go down the list, everybody, if there's somebody on here whose channel you haven't subscribed to, subscribe to their channel, because otherwise I'll have to give everybody a shout out, and you guys know how long and crazy that gets. Better. But so yeah, I've got a crazy little bizarre little animation skit to share with you guys in a little bit. I'll run some trains, let everybody get in who's coming in. We're up to 30. That's cool. I know, I know. People look at how much space I have, and yes, I have a lot of space. I don't use it. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't take advantage of it. I don't use it advantageously because I'm more about just running trains than trying to create a scenic layout. Although I do have my City of Delmenhorst over there, kind of. Here comes the old steamer. Actually, it's a brand new steamer to me, but since it's an Era 2, 1920s locomotive. Gorgeous little steamer. Yeah, I haven't taken them off yet. I'm enjoying having them run. Joy saw me running it earlier in the week, and she goes, I thought you were going to put that on display. I said, no, I bought this one to run. The other one was more of a display. Hey, Donegal Dad, how are you? Did I see Amit is here? Hey, Amit, how are you? Dobre. I forgot the Bulgarian hello. I know it's got Dobrich in it somehow, but it's been so long, and instead of looking it up, I just thought I'd try it out. I could do the Czech one, ahoy, but nice to have you here as we are running. It's almost an all-American show. Now, the two big German company, two of the big German companies, Pico and Roco, because the International Toy Fair in Nuremberg has been canceled. Normally, it would be starting this next week. The international, the number one international toy show, would have been in Nuremberg, Germany, or Nürnberg, as we call it in German. Would have been in Nuremberg next weekend. And it's canceled, obviously, because of the virus. And that's where all the train companies, all the model train companies go there and show off all their new stuff. Well, because the show is canceled, all the companies are just putting out their catalogs, their new catalogs already. So last week I talked about Pico. This week, Roco released their new catalog, and they've got two trains I'm very interested in. Plus, they're releasing some red Regiobahn cars, and I need some new red Regiobahn cars. I don't know if you guys could see my red Regiobahn. If I go to the long run view, you might be able to see the red Regiobahn kind of tucked in the bottom left-hand corner there. But I've always been a car short, and as those of you who really follow my channel know, two of them are not in great shape. Hey, Simon, how are you? The Spielwarenmesse. Yes, Joel, that's it. The Spielwarenmesse. Yes. We call it the International Toy Show, but the Spielwarenmesse. Spielwarenmesse. I don't tend to throw out German here at Joel because I think, well, I've got a couple of friends in Germany who occasionally listen in but don't come into YouTube. They just watch on their TV or whatever and don't come in to comment. So I rarely will go into German. So I just translate it to American English. Yeah, Keebri makes good buildings. Bush makes a lot of cool accessories. Volmer makes good buildings, although Keebri and Volmer are all owned by the same company now. And then Fowler makes excellent buildings. Now, there's a company called Auhagen, and I'll type it in. There it is. Auhagen makes relatively inexpensive buildings. Well, not even relatively. The word cheap. They're not as good looking as, say, the Fowler and Volmer buildings unless you do a lot of tweaking it yourself. But they're 1/5 the price. For the money, they're fantastic. a Fowler building that's 35 is like 12 bucks by Auhagen. So I buy a lot of Auhagen buildings when I'm building models because for the price they can't be beat, and if you tweak it yourself then they look decent. You know, they look pretty good. Oh, you bought the 195, the rail pool. Okay, the 193 I mean. Yes, Ahmet. I like Auhagen. I'm a fan of that company. It's just they may not be quite as good a quality as other companies, but the price compared to quality is so much better than Fowler or Keebri or Volmer. And then, so where was I going with this? So yeah, Rocco released. So they've got a couple of trains and some cars I'm very interested in. Some Regio, the red double-decker Regio cars, because I need new ones. And they're releasing a 5-car set. The only problem is they're very specifically for a route that runs south of where I'm at, and I was hoping to get some general ones. Now, Märklin is not just going to release their catalog. In about 5 days, or is it a week from today? When is it? Märklin is doing a live stream where they're going to announce all their 2021 releases. They're going to have a big online video show since there's not going to be the Spielwarenmesse. They're going to have a big online video. If anybody's interested in that, let me know via email or comments below. Not on the stream, and or you can Google it yourself, the Märklin 2021 release, but it'll be on YouTube. Hey, Mystic, there you are. Tony Northeastern, when you come to my stream, you never miss anything. But I will knight you so that you can advertise your channel. There is never anything to miss on this channel. I just run some trains and babble, and people come and join in. Okay, now, Mystic, you're here. I need to talk to you. So I hope I got your attention. Last week, you, Randall Ellison, and I were talking about, I think you were involved. Correct me. That's why I need to talk to you. Were you involved in this conversation as well? We were all talking about Matt Clark, Railroad Detective, that old 1950s railroad western, Matt Clark, Railroad Detective. Do you remember that? Who's Tony? Oh, Tony Northeastern is, right. Ray, which Ray is here? Ray, did I see a Ray? Ray. No? I didn't see Ray Bobo come in. Which Ray is Ray? Who's Ray? Ray. I am confused. Okay, so, Ray Central, there you are, see? I didn't see you come in. Welcome. See, that's why I was trying to go. I was trying to see who came in, and I missed that you came in, Ray. So welcome. There we go. Oh, Tim's leaving? All right. Gonna miss that Western. Holy cow. I went from 36 to 31 like that. I angered somebody. But yeah, sitting in a chair when you got back pain. Trust me, Tim. Remember, a year ago I was out of the hospital, but yeah, a year ago I had subscribed to your channel, but you hadn't started doing live streams yet. And yeah, I had nailed my back badly and was hospitalized twice with it over Christmas break and New Year's. Well, it's a train table. I hesitate calling it a layout, but other people do. Until I really get other stuff on, it's not a layout. It's a train table. It's just a really big train table. guys running everywhere. Let's go to the 11 lane. We're going to catch a few guys. 2 rail jets passing, 1 Czech, 1 Austrian. Now we got the metronome. Now the metronome it's centered in a town just outside of Hamburg called Uelzen, but basically the metronome handles traffic between the cities of Bremen, Oldenburg, and Hamburg. It's based just outside of Hamburg, and Hamburg's sort of the center station. But it's a private company that handles a lot of the traffic from Hamburg to the cities of Bremen and Oldenburg. And Delmenhorst is between Bremen and Oldenburg. But the metronomes don't come to Delmenhorst, or as we say in German, Delmenhorst. Mystic said it wasn't him. Okay. I didn't know if he was involved. I know he was here, but I didn't know if he was involved in that conversation. So I was really waiting for, Randall Ellison to come in. So I'm hoping. You pre-ordered the Yellow Submarine box van. I have not decided whether I'm going to buy those or not. I could. They would be, for all 4 of them, even to get them shipped from England to here, they would be under $100 for me, or about $100 to get them all. So, I mean, $100 is still to me a bit of money, but as far as what I'd spend on trains, it's not awful. So it'd be about $100 to ship it here. So what has anybody else been doing? Man, I had a large group here. I was hoping I might break 40, and instead, boom, down to 29. Down to 29. 29 is still a great number. It's a layout. I know. It's just a pet peeve of mine. But yeah, I am lucky to have this space, to be able to use this space. Now that the kids are grown and gone. This was their playroom. When my kids were little, this was their playroom, if you didn't know that. My kids all had a little thing here. Yes, I could, Ed. I could have run a whole fleet of Beetle trains for the cost of that Rheingold. Well, not for what I paid for it. Again, I could run 2 Beetle trains for the cost of what I paid for that Rheingold. Or the 2 Rheingolds combined, 4. Yeah, about 4. Maybe part of a 5th of the Beetle trains. Now, the whole 6-car collection, definitely only 4. But yeah, that Rheingold is an expensive model, but I did not pay full price for it. I didn't pay even a third of full price for it. Yes. Yes, I have Tony Northeastern. Many of my buildings are Keebri. So let me go to the village view. Yeah, so that's where you can see most of the buildings I have up. I have a mix. I have Keebris, Fowlers, Volmers, Auhagen, Pico, a couple of Pico buildings, some Walters buildings, or I said Walters because I pronounced it the German way, Walters. A lot of these buildings I bought at garage sales and dumps where people were throwing them away, and I grabbed them and cleaned them up and fixed them. But a lot of them are kits that I bought and built before my arthritis and shaky hand syndrome just made it almost impossible to build models. I have a couple of models. I have 4 or 5 models I still need to build, and I have not even opened them, partly because I've got other things to do before I build them to put them on the layout. And then I just fear it's very hard for me to sit and work on that stuff. How high is the ceiling down here? 8 foot. The ceiling is 8 foot. I'll double check. 7 foot. Sorry, 7 foot. It was 6.5 foot tall, but when I redid the basement, I raised the ceiling because this is a basement. A cellar to some of you, but this is a basement. And at one time, it was just ugly old concrete floor, wooden beams basement. It got turned into a large family room, which became my kids' playroom when we had. So my kids had all their toys and everything down here. Because this basement and then the attic. This house is actually a bungalow. It's what we call starter home in America. It was 2-bedroom, 1-bath, living room, kitchen. 2-bedroom, 1-bath, living room, kitchen. Not even a dining room. It was an eat-in kitchen. Very small house. It's a very small house. The basement is the same size as the upper floor. So if you can imagine this being divided into 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, a living room, and a kitchen, you get an idea. As big as this room is, the house itself is not big. Yes, Ray, I will be getting it converted. I just got to decide who to send it to and then send it, because it'll be a little bit expensive. And I've just been waiting to hear from my guy Andrew Chevalier, because he's kind of scaled back his business. Or I could send it to Helmut's, which is a place in Virginia, but they're expensive. They charge a lot of money to do work. And so I don't know that I want to send it to Helmut's, because Andrew Chevalier will do it a lot cheaper. Or I could try to buy all the parts, and my friend Matt would do it. But yeah, I haven't done it yet. It sits on a display shelf, which you can't see here. I built a display shelf to cover all my new trains. No, I haven't put Village People out yet, Mystic Southern. They're not out. They're still waiting for a YMCA to be built before they come out. Or maybe they're still in the Navy. Yeah, Keebri definitely seems to do probably a true 187 scale, where Fowler and Alhagen are more 190 scale. They're slightly smaller. Because depending on the building, the scale, even though they call it 187 scale, depending on what they're doing, it might be 190 scale, 193 scale, 195 scale, or even 100 scale, where they'll make the windows and doors roughly 187 scale, but the width and the depth and the height of the building are definitely not true 187 scale. Ah, you're getting the 29721. Nice. And yes, Lipa is awesome. Lipa is awesome. And Metcalf, I've been sold on Metcalf. Watching Richard Brown do Metcalf and several other people do Metcalf models, I'm impressed. Now, 5-10 years ago, I scratch built. I kit bashed and scratch built. My Delmenhorst train station over there, that is 100% scratch built. My bus station is a combination of scratch built and kit bashing. Let's see if I can do the village view here. Yeah, you really can't see my station there. The interior is cooler than the exterior. But that was all 100% scratch built. Using plastic and balsa wood. Well, actually not balsa wood, basswood. It's a little stronger and sturdier than balsa, basswood. Hey Heath, how are you? Oh, we're back up to 33. Hey, Andrew T, how are you, sir? How are you? How are you? Did I miss anybody else coming in? Okay, guys, I want to share something with you. As I mentioned, for those of you who weren't here at the start, I haven't done a song in a while. Lots of things have happened, and I actually haven't even been listening to music to do a song. But last week's stream, Randall Ellison mentioned an old American 1950s Western called Matt Clark, Railway Detective. Matt Clark, Railway Detective. Which was a typical 1950s American Western, except he was a detective on a rail train. Well, if you were here at that time we were talking about, I started fooling around and doing voices, and some of you were laughing at it, which is always a bad encouragement to me. Where I was doing all the voices, hey, Matt, Matt Clark, Railway Detective, and making very inappropriate jokes. Well, after I hung up and did what I do on Friday nights, Saturday I got up and it was in my head, and I started writing. And I've written call it a serial. I've written a series of episodes of my take on Matt Clark, the Railroad Detective. So I got, I'm going to share this one with you. It's about 4.5 minutes long, so a little bit longer than most of my songs. It's railway related because it's Matt Clark, Railway, but you're not even going to meet Matt Clark yet. He doesn't show up till scene 2. This is episode 1. This is scene 1, episode 1. And this is going to be episodic. If you guys like it, I will introduce them in the streams. Otherwise, I might just post them separately. But if you guys don't mind, I want to share this one with you, and you tell me if you thought it was stupid or funny. But you really got to listen. With the songs, I print the lyrics out. No, there's no lyrics here. You got to listen. But there's going to be 10,000 running jokes in this. So you guys tell me. I hope you're ready. I'm going to start it because once it gets started. So let's see. Yeah, here we go. I hope you're ready. Matt Clark, Railroad Detective. Now, this is done in a very goofy animation way. Actually, it's not even animation. It's just pictures, okay? I'm not an animator guy. So just try to stick with it. Tell me if you think it's funny.
In the latter days of the Old West, big cities and lonely towns were only connected by the hard work of those mighty men of the railroads. And as their great iron horses rumbled across the plains and through the valleys, bad men were drawn to rob passengers, steal the payrolls, and plunder what they could. To combat this wave of evildoers, the railroad barons brought in brave lawmen of the rail line. Trigger these mobile to stem the tide, Old West. And the greatest of them all was Matt Clark, Railroad Detective.
Some bitch, we got a problem. A big problem.
Well, what is it, Sheriff?
It's Bobby the Kid. He's escaped the federal hooscow at Amarillo and he's coming to town.
What? Billy the Kid's younger meaner brother, the train robber?
The very same one, Mayor.
This is not good. What are you going to do about it?
Well, I have some vacation days coming. I thought I might head east to visit my sister in Philadelphia, or my aunt in New York, or maybe my cousins in Cork County, Ireland.
Now just what kind of a coward are you, Sheriff?
The best kind, Mayor. I keep surviving. And you should be thinking of running too, Mayor.
I? Run? How dare you suggest that, sir? I am a sumbish. My father was a sumbish. His father was a sumbish. And his father before him was a big sumbish. And we sumbishes don't run.
Well, you'll be one dumb sumbish if you stay here in Big Gulch, Mayor. Don't forget, Bobby vowed vengeance on all of us for thwarting his one great train robbery.
Oh, yes. How could I have forgotten? He tried to rob the greatest locomotive and train ever built, the pride of the Union Baja's fleet, twice the size and power of a Black 5.
Yes, the humongous Black 10 called the Black Mamba. The only train he's ever failed to rob, and only because we called in Matt Clark, the great railroad detective who stopped him. And he swore to get us all, Mayor, come hell or high water. So if you don't mind, I'm off to pack my bags.
Now hold on, Sheriff. You forget, Matt Clark himself will be in town tonight.
Oh, that's right, his girl, Nancy McGill, is performing at the Filthy Glass Saloon beginning this week.
Right, and I'm sure he'll want to know about Bobby's escape and want to deal with him once and for all himself.
Right, well, I guess that's settled then, Mayor. I guess maybe I should go ahead and do my rounds about town anyhow.
Get on with it then. In the latter days of...
Okay, what'd you think? Yeah, Alan, I may have to say you inspired me a little bit as well. Because you've been doing your story for a while, and I had never thought of doing a story, but last week on the live stream, let's get trains in view. Whoops, not that one. Let's go with the long run. Last week on my live stream, we were talking about this old 1950s cowboy western, and I started doing silly voices and making fun of it last week, and it got me humming. And so I started doing this. So I was doing that last week, and Joyce came down and I kept doing it, where we just kept going, Matt Clark, railroad detective, dun 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 dun, seeking the Old West to find all evildoers and blah blah blah. And I just kept, and it stuck in my head. And as I started writing the first couple of scenes, and today I just showed scene 1, yeah, I was thinking about your mystery bit. I was thinking about your very funny story. And thought rather than try to do this as a 5-minute skit, I would do it as a serial. But yeah, I had yours in mind as well, just the idea of keeping a plot going and then how to animate it, because I couldn't animate. I'm sure there's programs out there to do it, but everybody wants $20 a month for you to be able to get their sound effects and everything else. So I just scramble and make what I can and cut out what I can and photo what I can and steal what I can. Oh, yeah, Mayor Sumbish was the first name. And yeah, his name is going to be one of several running jokes. By the way, all the names are jokes. Should I tell you the jokes in case you missed them, or just let you figure them out? Like the mayor, or I'm sorry, the sheriff. The sheriff is Buck M. Dannon. Buck M. Dannon. Well, you'd have to wait for part 2 because we're still doing the voices. I've written 4 scenes, and already I've kind of gotten lost in too many jokes and not maintaining the plot. But Matt Clark shows up in scene 2, which I'll probably do next week. Oh, I had fun. I was reading the first scene to Joyce the other day after I finished writing the first scene, And she was laughing. And for Joyce to actually start laughing as hard as she did when I was showing it to her, yeah, that's a winner. Because Joyce, I can crack Joyce up, but when I do some of this stuff, especially the double entendres and the hidden jokes, she doesn't like that type of humor as much. But she definitely liked Mayor Sumbish. Why, I come from a long line of Sumbishes. My daddy was a Sumbish, and his daddy before him was a Sumbish. And my grandpappy was the greatest Sumbish of all. The Kojak. So you guys care. You know, I'll just ruin it for anybody who cares. You have to know the American. See, these were all jokes that you guys and I were making in the live stream last week when we were cracking up as I was doing some of this stuff, because we were talking about all those 50s, 60s, and 70s TV shows. So I'll give you one clue to understand. It might help Americans better, but some UK guys would know. To understand the sheriff's name, Buck M. Dannon, you have to know the American TV show Hawaii Five-O and its famous phrase. Yep, Hawaii Five-O. Buck M. Dannon. Well, what kind of a coward are you? The best kind, Mayor. I keep surviving. Oh, guys, the ridiculously, okay, just a yes or no. How many of you understood the name of the train? If you heard the name of the train. Now, see, here's the thing. I know some purist is going to watch this and go, oh, excuse me, a Black 5 wasn't invented until 1923 and blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm going to get the rivet counters who are going to say, like, and it's a UK train. It was never in the United States. It doesn't matter. The train set up a joke. This train is twice as big as a Black 5. It's a Black 10. So it's a black, the type of train is a Black 10. Yes, I know they don't exist in real life. The whole joke is it's double the size of a Black 5, making a Black 10. And a Black Mamba is slang for a gentleman's large body part. And I'll leave it to your imagination what. If you look closely at the train, it had been modified to look like one. I probably should add the picture on here. Could I load the picture real quick? I gotta find it here. Image 9. PM. We'll call it PM. Okay. Now where's it gonna be? It's gonna be in. Not there. Not there. All right. I'm gonna put the picture up here real quick. I don't know how I say, but that's the Black Mamba. But I'm going to zoom in. So now you can see its running numbers. So that was the train. Yeah. Yeah, and Alan, I was going through all the James Bond names. We're going to have several female characters showing up, and yes, they all have either a James Bond-esque name to them. On the top. Ivana on the top. Or wait till you meet the singer, Matt's girlfriend, the singer. Her name is Lil McGill. Lil McGill. We got a great series of jokes with that one. You have the model of that. So I'm not gonna give away any more other than you saw the cast of characters. Yes, you saw that one of the characters is a cat house entrepreneur, Madam, the cat house madam. She's done a lot. So yeah, episode 2 and episode 3 get a little wilder, but already it's off to a bad start. Oh, crap. What was the actress's name who played Octopussy? Because she's one of the women who's been a Bond girl twice. Maud Adams, right? That was Maud Adams who played Octopussy. Pussy Galore and Octopussy. If you go to You Only Live Twice, you had Chew Me. I must be dreaming. Because, yeah, Maud Adams was also in, was it Man with the Golden Gun, where she played one of the Bond girls there. Lily Von Stoop. I'm tired. So tired. Tired of playing the game. I've been with dozens of men again and again. They're always coming and going and going and coming, and always too soon. Hey, Ewan. Yeah, I was catching you talking about that the other day, Kieran. Now, you can't go wrong with a bit of Mel Brooks. But again, when I write this stuff, I mean, if you're going to do a parody of Westerns, then obviously Blazing Saddles is going to come in to play. And when you're trying to write any kind of a parody, you have to be inspired by the people who do the great parodies, but you want to be careful that you don't just imitate them, that you don't just copycat them. But yeah, that was sort of like when they did the what is it? Yeah, Sidetrack Sundays did the bit where Rick Bailey wore the Christmas tree sweater, and we were all just making all kinds of jokes and laughing hysterically, and that's how I kind of laugh when I start writing my stuff, but I always have to. I may think it's funny, and then somebody else. I'll run it past Joyce. What do you think of this, Joyce? And Joyce can be very reserved, like, yeah, I think that's really good, honey. And I'm like, no, is it hysterically laughter or? No, it's really funny, dear. Yeah, but you're not laughing. It's funny, honey. That was the local railway where I was born. You were born at your local railway? Oh, Colin, the jokes we're going to have with her are hysterical. We have got already 2 running jokes with Miss Donna Lott, and they're only going to get funnier. To be honest, one of my favorite little bits was when I created the kid character. Now, I did that last week. You guys that were here last week when we were doing this, you know, we got to have a name for this kid. Smokey. The kid's got to be Smokey. Gosh, Matt, you got to have the kid Smokey. So I kept his name Smokey, but then as I decided to give introducing the characters, I decided to go that route. Smokey as the overly smart kid, the obnoxious, smart, smarty pants kid, however I phrased it. Joyce will be doing, yes, Joyce is going to be doing Lil McGill, and she's also going to be doing Miss Donna Lott. She is going to do she's doing all the female voices, let's put it that way. Joyce has volunteered. In fact, when she gets down here, after we do the live stream, I will have her do it. But you gotta understand, Joyce does not do impersonations or bits. So this is gonna be new for her. Yes, he's gonna be Wesley Crusher of the Railroads. No, we haven't done Ash. I think I've got all the primary characters. Now, there's a couple characters I created and then decided not to use them because I didn't want to be too politically incorrect. So by name, they're still going to be funny, but I'm not going to have them. Gee, now that I think about it, that's a good one there, Andrew T. I probably should have I should have a running joke where everybody says, "Shut up, Smokey." But we got a different running joke with him, but I like that one now. See, I needed you here to bounce ideas off of. Shut up, Smokey. Yeah, someday you guys will pay for making fun of me. Gosh, Matt. There are so many jokes I've got written that I want to share just because I want to make people laugh and I can't. Now, for example, we're going to have a character that was in the opening bit, Rusty Twanger. Now, twanging is a term used when you talk about playing a guitar, a banjo. And if you play a banjo, you can, in the old days, you were called a twanger. But twanger is also slang for a male body part. So Rusty Twanger has a double meaning. But the songs he is going to sing, I can't stop laughing at. I've already got his songs. Now, I didn't write the songs. Let's just say I rewrote the songs. But Rusty Twanger's got a couple of songs that I can't stop laughing at, and I want to hurry up and record them. They're going to be in scene 3. No, scene 4. They're going to be in scene 4. Matt Helm. Mr. Dodge, you are the real deal. Is this one of my students? Yeah, this is adult entertainment, so if you're under 18, you have to leave. But yeah, the songs Rusty Twanger's gonna sing. But like I said, when I was doing the train stuff, anytime I did anything related to trains, I'm sitting here, I'm just dreading the rivet counters that could come in and go, Mr. Dodge, or, you know, Anthony, you called that a Black 5. That train is clearly not a Black 5. Black 5s weren't even invented in 1891. And I'm like, it sets up the joke. Staud. Did I say that right? Staud? Welcome. And yes, I have a Central Station 3 here, but I also control it all with my computer. I also control it with a tablet. So I have an integrated system here. I even can control it on my cell phone, which I would show you, except that's how I see my, well, I'll do it. I won't be able to see the screen for a second, but hang on there, kids. There's a doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, dooby-dooby-doo, dooby-dooby-doo, dooby-doo, dooby-dooby-doo, dooby-dooby-doo, shooby-dooby-doo, shadooby-dooby, dooby-dooby-doo. All right, here, I'll put this in the camera. So yes, I can even, just like somebody did a video this week where they were controlling everything. Oh, I think it was Tristan, where he set something up and had it on a smartphone. Yeah, my Central Station 3 allows me to do it, to run everything on the smartphone. So yeah, I can run this on a smartphone, tablet, everything. You are from Denmark. Awesome. Let me see. Oh, crap. Guten Dag. Oh, crap. I can't remember my Danish. I can understand Danish when it's spoken. I just don't always remember how to speak it. So I won't go there. But welcome from Denmark. God, I love this. This is so cool. People from Norway and Denmark and the UK, all 4 countries of the UK, Ireland, and United States, Canada, Panama, Mexico, la da 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 da. No, but Mexico, Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, France, all come to my live feed. Ah, okay. So you're 67 years old. When you called me Mr. Dodge, you scared me because I'm a teacher and my students sometimes subscribe to my channel. So thank you. So welcome. Well, tell you what, let's give you an honor you've never had before. You're about to be knighted. I now declare you a knight of the rhomboid table. Kapoom. So now, if you have a channel where you run trains and you want subscribers, you can post a link to your YouTube channel here. Staub, I shall knight you as well. So now Staub is a, you can, if you happen to have YouTube channels. But yes, I run Miraklin, although I do have a, where is he? Yeah, he's coming through right now. I have a Austrian Railjet, which is from Rocco. Everything else I'm running right now is Miraklin. I have a Pico train, and technically I now have a Hornby train, but everything else is Miraklin. What else is Pico? Oh, the Railjet. Let's get this guy real quick. My Czech Railjet is Pico. I lied. I've got 2. So this is Pico. This is Pico, P-I-K-O, and this is Rocco. So Rocco and Pico. Hey, Somerset Andy, welcome. So yeah, part of my enthusiasm is because I consider myself new to the hobby. Now, technically, I've been in the hobby for 5 years, but I was 51 when I bought my first train. This particular table was built 2 years ago. I had 2 other train tables where I really didn't have a layout. I was just running trains, and basically I just run trains on here. I am slowly trying to build the city of Delmenhorst. So depending on where you are in Denmark, Stad, Delmenhorst is a few hours south of you. In fact, hey, here's some history for you. Stad, in 1547, forces from Danish King Christian X invaded and captured the city of Delmenhorst, which is my German hometown. Well, my adopted German hometown. So there's a connection there. In 1547, the Danes invaded and attacked and captured the castle, the little fortress castle of Delmenhorst, which is the city I'm creating behind me, except the castle isn't there anymore. All right, in a minute we're going to have some... There's that ICE3. I'm still waiting for Merklin's ICE4. Now, for those new people, let me show you the layout so you get an idea how it is. Do it again. Boo, boo, boo. Layout map. There it is. This is my layout map. The long section in the back here, this is exactly as I sit and see it. The long section is 22 and a half feet long. It's a 8 by 12 and a half section and 8 by 11 and a half section on my right. So that is 8 by 12 and a half. This is 8 by 11 and a half. And then there is a 30-inch section. No, 3-foot section here in the middle. 6-foot section in the middle. I'll get it right. I'll get my math right. It's a 6-foot section in the middle. Actually 6.5-foot section here in the middle. So that is my quote layout. Although I always hesitate to call it a layout. Let me see. Anybody else come in? Somerset Andy. He's watching on his new laptop. Yes, Chris, you're one of my students. I keep trying to teach you something, but I can't get it through, you Scottish noggin. You great Scottish noggin. The only Scottish I can do is from Pink Floyd. Yeah, yes, yeah. Stand still, laddie. This view I call the 11-lane view because there are 11 lanes of trains going across here, of which only 6 have active trains running on them. There you got the 2 rail jets. There you can see my little German DB Regio, Deutsche Bahn Regio. And then coming up real quick, my ICE3 again, and I've got a metronome. The rule is I've had to ride on the train for it to be on my layout, except I've now broken that rule several times. There we go. There's the village view. But we also have an old steamer, a Rheingold, running because I got that for Christmas, and even though I'm not technically into steamers, apparently I'm into steamers because I'm into this one. This guy's a glorious train. So we'll catch him coming around here. Choo. Yes, because of Chris and Tim and somebody else, I've actually watched the Isle of Wight cam there briefly. Indeed, I still like that railjet too. I really want to expand my Czech railjet. I actually have one more car for it. I just haven't got the lights put in it yet. I got to send it off. I've got a bunch of trains I have to send off to get upgrade work done on them because I don't do my own upgrade work. Well, Stald, I love the Danish State Bahn, the Danish State Railroad trains. I think they're gorgeous. But I have to ride on one first. Someday I hope to get up to Denmark, but that's still a few years away. Because this summer, if possible, I'm going back to Germany. And then I will be in the United Kingdom and Ireland for 4 or so weeks in the summer of 2022, June of 2022. And then I don't know how I will be traveling again because I'm retiring and that's going to put a big crimp in traveling. I still think I'll be able to work it out, but it might be every other year instead of every summer. Although I didn't get to go last summer. That's why I'm desperate. Because we were going to go to England this summer. But when our trip to Germany got canceled, our tickets got delayed a year. They're holding them for a year. So I'm going to Germany this year. Nicely detailed is a good question, Tim JD. I don't know if they're any better than what you see in a Hornby or a Bachmann UK 00 train. They're plastic seats. Some of them I have put people in. Some of the higher grade trains have much nicer seating in them. So I would say it's probably on average as everybody else. I still got to buy a lot of passengers and put a crap load of passengers. Now, companies like Brava, the German company Brava, B-R-A-W-A, Brava and ESU put a little more effort into their seats, but their cars are almost double the price. Brava really makes excellent passenger wagons. The interiors are probably the best of any company, and they pimp them out, inside and out. But they're also more expensive. And even from my German model train shop, Model Bahn shop Lippe, it's hard to get the Brava cars I need. I really need to be in Germany, going to certain train shops. Well, Heath, you are short enough, you probably could. See, the one thing I want to do is I want to get, oh, I've left this camera on for too long. Sorry about that. Let's just go, let's let you see the multicam. That way you can pick which view you want to see. I want to get a, Wi-Fi cam that I can link into OBS that I could put in front of one of the trains and give sort of like cab views, and put it as a 6 camera and put it on this screen. But a GoPro that will do that is a little more expensive. And the other ones, you have to have a direct, you have to have a app. Now, could I do the app and buzz it in? I don't know. Well, I don't know, Heath. You're next to that N gauge all the time. Maybe that's why you're into N gauge. It makes you look bigger. Oh, that was just wrong. I apologize, Heath. That was totally out of line. I can't help it. I'm descended from a long line of some bishes from my mother's side. I'll have to look that up, Heath. Because, yeah, I would love to get a cab view train that when I'm doing a live feed, you could actually see the trains going through the station. Because my station's awesome. I really love my station, but I couldn't get a camera in there tight enough for you guys to really see it. Now, you can see it if you go to one of my old Model Train Outsider videos when I completed the station and did the platforms. And you can see how I built the sound system for it, because I actually have speakers built into the canopies there. On this station, there are speakers in the canopies, so that I can have train announcements, which I funnel through my tablet, will actually come out the speakers at the station. At the station with black windows. All right, Somerset Andy, take care. Thank you for stopping by. One of the cameras bounced off the jetty. Yikes. And then I have a series. And next time I go to Germany, I'm going to go to the Delmenhorst train station, and I am going to record a bunch more of their announcements so that I can have true Delmenhorst station announcements coming out of my Delmenhorst station. It's amazing I can have 5 cameras, and there are times where really they're not in any of the main camera views. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. What happened? Why is Z-Scale so expensive? Because it's so small. The machining in it is just so delicate. On average, N-Scale is cheaper than HO, and then as scales go up, they get more expensive. But Z-Scale is also more expensive than HO scale just because it's so small. I don't think I could deal with G-Scale, although, man, imagine G-Scale on this table. That would be something else. But I imagine N-Scale on here at times. The problem is I had already bought an HO train, but I should have thought about N-Scale. But in some ways, since N-Scale is DC and they don't do the Miraklin Easy Track. Oh yeah, that's something else I didn't announce. Let's go to 11 lane. I don't know if you could see it, but there is. I'll let the train go past. I didn't have this up last week. I put this up last weekend. I don't know if you could see it. There's plexiglass now here. I've got plexiglass to keep me from knocking things into the trains. Look at that gorgeous Rheingold steamer. That's a beauty. And that's very true as well, Ed Sutherland. You're exactly right there. And just because it has such a small market, that's going to cause it. But we had Ray Z-Scale was here. And, you know, people who do Z-Scale, you know, there's a reason they do it. And in today's technology, it's much easier to make very nice looking Z-Scale trains. And nobody here right now, but we'll have a few here in a second. But, yeah, we've got, yeah, I'm not a scale snob. You know, I'm not like, HO's the best scale. The scale you model is the best scale. I think N scale is great. And I look at my layout and I think, wow, I could really have built something on this table in N scale. I could have built all of southern Germany or northern Germany on this layout. But custom building the buildings would have been a nightmare for me to have built. There's no way with my arthritis today I could have built the Delmenhorst train station in N scale. There's just no way I could have done it. Yeah, and another great thing about Z-scale is if you do O scale or HO scale or even N scale, you can add like background runs with Z-scale and create that forced perspective. That looks really cool. Even Miniature Wonderland does that. They're HO scale, but they have a couple of N scale runs and even a Z scale run on the layout up in the mountains to make it look like it's further away than it really is, but to create that sense of that forced perspective, as we call it, to make it look like it's further away. So yeah, Z-scale is cool stuff. I mean, obviously I could talk myself into adding an N-scale loop or something somewhere just to have N-scale, but no, I mean, I've got too much I still want to buy in HO scale. And I'm already running out of places to store my trains. I already had to build one shelf, and I'll have to build another. When the ICE4 finally comes in, and the 3 trains I've already seen from Pico and Rocco that they just announced that I want this year, yeah, I'm already out of storage space again. So by this time next year, I'm going to be trying to figure out where to store trains. Where to put them where they're easily accessible. Pete, to add pics, I think you have to be a 1,000 subscriber person and join their YouTube's creator group or whatever. Because, yeah, there are times I'd like to put a pic up just to announce something and rather than film a video. But I think you have to hit 1,000 subscribers and join their YouTube creator group. Yeah. That's the interesting thing, Ed. We all talk about the hobby dying, and if you go strictly by numbers, people who did it 20 years ago versus people who do it today, well, in a way it is dying. But there's more companies today producing model train product than ever before. I mean, my goodness, the German company Pico puts out 100 new models every year, or retooled models. I look at what Hornby does in the limited 00, because once you get off the British Isles, there's not a lot of 00 people out there, whereas HO is worldwide. But Hornby puts out dozens and dozens of models. Now, most of them are just retools where they're not really creating new models. But Meriklin, Brava, Pico, they create dozens of new retools, or I shouldn't say new retools, that's oxymoron. They create dozens of new tools each year between them. Now, in some cases, they create one tool, like Pico is doing a old steamer BR44, an old steamer BR44, and they're doing like 8 paint variations of it. It's all the same train with different paint schemes on it for different liveries for different parts of Germany that ran it. Yes, Pete, it does. There is a bump here. There is a bump here because when we had to have some plumbers in last year, I had to move the table, and for some reason, despite my over-engineering skills, part of this sunk. And so we've got an uneven bit. So there's some padding under these trains just to keep them from bouncing a lot. But yeah, there's a little crack here and a little crack here where they bump. And so yes, that will lift up when it's right here especially. But eventually I will screw those down. There are screws that Miraklin makes that I can sink into this, and then they won't bounce anymore. I just haven't put the screws in because I keep thinking I might redesign part of this. So when I screw these in, they'll be fine. But like if I lift this up, I don't know, you can't see from that angle. But there's stuff under here to help support it, and that's what causes it to bounce. With the Miraklin trains, it's not an issue. They will not derail. Miraklin trains are designed for, well, let's just put it this way, they're high quality. Miraklin trains are designed for people who want high quality trains, but also people who don't build layouts properly. Because the Miraklin and the Roco trains, you really got to do something wrong to derail them. Yeah, model trains, the lockdown alone has helped model trains. Look how many people are now live streaming and subscriptions have gone mad. This year alone, my subscription's gone up 500 and some. I'm at 760, 755, 760, somewhere around there. And I don't look all the time. Last time I checked, I was around 755 or something like that. I got up as high as 758, and then it went down, so I stopped looking for a couple of days. Yeah. But like in the UK, that show, the Great Model Railway Challenge, that created a huge boost in the model train industry in the UK. Miraklin released a Christmas commercial a couple of years ago that won awards, won the European version of the Oscar Awards for commercials, which is an amazing commercial that got kids into trains. Plus, Miraklin, without creating a name for the line, Miraklin now makes highly detailed, highly functioned trains at very good prices. For example, a normal, really good Miraklin locomotive, like let's say this yellow guy coming around here, this locomotive would usually run $350 to $400. But Miraclin's now making them where you can get them for $200 to $220. Same quality, cheaper price. And they're getting people into the hobbies. So the hobby is having a little resurgence. My subs are 764. Oh, cool. It'll be 759 tomorrow. And that's true. There's YouTube. I don't watch much TV. I watch YouTube and Netflix and Amazon Prime. But I probably watch more YouTube and train videos than I watch anything else. And if you told me 6 years ago I'd be doing that, I would have laughed hysterically at you. That I'd be watching all these train videos. But now that I'm into trains, and there's just so many amazing people out there, it all depends on what you want. You want cool layouts? There's 20, 40 people, well, 26 people in this room I can name. You want just fun chat? There's a bunch of people in here I can name. You want funny with great layouts? There's a bunch of people in here I can name. And if I start naming them, I'll feel bad that I left somebody out. But if you've never gone to Dragon Junction's page, and he's got 1,500 subscribers, so most of you probably have. He's funny. His layout's cool. He shows you a lot of great stuff. And he's one of the few people in the world that if he starts laughing, I'll start laughing. When I watch his videos and he starts giggling, I will start. Normally, I don't laugh if somebody else laughs. I have to find something funny. But he's one of the few people that I have to brace myself. Like, if he starts laughing, I'll start laughing. But he's got a great channel. Heath has got an amazing channel. Heath did an interview on Sidetrack Sunday. Was it on Sidetrack Sunday? What show was it, Heath? You did an interview with the guy that runs the Amherst train. That was one of the most professionally done and excellent interviews I've seen in a train video, Heath. That was just fantastic. Hey, welcome Robin Red, and now check. Hey, oh, you're from the Netherlands. But yes, I have a train from the Czech. I had to read that correctly. Well, welcome. You're now knighted. I now declare you knight. Okay, Tim JD. About 80% of my lines are different lines from Beatles songs, including the Beatles song Because. So several of my live streams were Because the Sky is Blue, and then the next one was Because the Wind is High. So this is from a Beatles song called I Dig a Pony on the Let It Be album. And it's because I dig a moondog. And I apologize for singing. But, yeah. Like last week's was Because I Got No Car and It's Breaking My Heart from the Beatles song Drive My Car. And, you know, and going there, going back to that, you know, I love and I really get frustrated because I can sneak in on Wednesdays, most Wednesdays, but I love starting my day off with Chris's chat. When Tim did his chat in the summer and then Chris took over basically, I miss Chris's morning chat. Chris sits there and we talk to each other, and every 15 minutes Chris announces what's on TV or what he got in the mail. But we all chat. It's a smaller group, but it's starting to grow. But Chris from Hales Heritage Railway, I love to just sit there and talk. Kieran J94 here. Now, I can't use the word talk, but Kieran, he and I have been in so many live stream and chats now since the summer. I mean, we go to all the same ones, and Chris as well now too. And then there was Christopher, who's now Iron Dragon something, whatever he calls his channel. So you lived in the Czech Republic. Yes, the Czech has some really cool trains. The Czech Pendolinos are gorgeous. This is the best close-up I can get of it right now, Robin Red. But welcome to my channel. It's awesome. Whether you're Märklin or Mahano or any of the European, Pico, Brava, Rocco, Märklin, Trix. So yes, yeah, the one thing, hey, one thing I'm still trying to find, I'm trying to find a Czech Railways Blues 371 locomotive. Pico made one about 7 years ago, and I can never find one, but I would literally kill, well, literally is probably not the right word, depending on who it is, but I would love a Czech 371 in blue livery, in the Czech blue livery, because there's the red and gold one, and then there's the blue. And Joyce and I rode a Czech EC from Dresden, Germany to Prague, Germany a couple of years ago, and I want that train. I can get the cars, I can't find the locomotive. So if you ever see a 371, a Czech 371, I don't care if it's DC or AC, I can get it converted if it's DC. But HO scale 371. Who's Chris? Got a new class 92. Cool to hear, Andrew T. I think I saw your Facebook post about that. Or maybe I'm confusing that. Yes, Mahano from Slovenia. Yes. Mahano is very interesting. Mahano makes some really great trains, and a lot of the stuff Mahano makes is really cheap garbage. But I know some people that love their Mahanos. But Mahano makes a lot of Eastern European, Central and Eastern European trains that most other companies don't make. Mahano makes a lot of Czech, Slovakian, Hungarian, Slovenian, and Serbian trains that the big companies don't make. Now, Rocco, which is based in Austria, Salzburg, Austria, if I remember correctly, Rocco makes Hungarian trains. And they make Czech trains, but usually just the Czech Railjet. But they will make some other trains. Märklin makes trains from all of Europe. Obviously, they emphasize Germany, but they'll make French, Dutch, Danish, Italian. They'll occasionally make Italian. Pico will make Italian. Pico probably makes the widest range of European country trains, just because they make the widest range of trains. But there's some gorgeous Polish. I mean, some of the modern Polish trains. They're Polish equivalent of the Railjet. Those are gorgeous trains. I love them. I want to go to Poland to ride one so I can buy one. Yeah, that's the truth. I turn into Chris's channel just to hear Shirley. Because Shirley's got that Scottish brogue. Och, you're a stupid man, Chris Whittingham. All right, Leamington Station, thanks for stopping by. And I will try to catch up and sub you. Or if you didn't already, put a link to your channel and I will sub you. I will sub to your channel. I will not sub you. I don't sub to anybody. Now let's go to the all view. So let me see, Leamington Station. No, Leamington Station. I'm not finding it. Did I spell it right? Oh, maybe that's because I spelled it wrong. Duh. There we go. That makes more sense. Same filters. Come on, YouTube. Use your words. Use your brain. Nope. Dude, you're ticking me off. Like nobody's business. There it is. I found it. Bam. You now have 71 subscribers. All right, Leamington Station. Thank you for coming in. You now have 71 subscribers. Haha. Chawa. Anybody else here I haven't subscribed to? Uh-oh. The wife. Everybody, go back to normal. Stop what you're doing. It's the missus. Richard, wait, what is Richard letting us know? Oh, you gotta work on your dissertation. Yeah, that's gonna... I got as high as 38 today at one point. Viewers. Wow, you sound... Your adoring crowd is here, even though you didn't sing anything.
Oh, shoot. The voice of an angel, Chris. My goodness. So.
Yeah, if you hear her talking right now, it's not exactly an angel. Hi, thanks, Chris. She sounds more like one of Marge's sisters on The Simpsons right now. You got a cigarette, honey?
Oh, just a while ago. Did my treadmill.
You just did your treadmill?
Yeah.
All right, well, speak up. Mikey not hearing you.
Mikey not hearing me.
Nobody's hearing you.
Oh, it's my asthma, you guys. I'm okay. It'll get back to normal. I was on my treadmill.
Man, I've been on the world tour. I've had Danish, Dutch,
Yeah,
German, Czech.
So, anyway, I'm fine. Just a little tired, but you know, when I work out, the asthma goes a little bit. It'll straighten up on its own.
I'm gonna turn that.
Trying to get back into good shape.
Selma Bouvier. That's right. Selma and the other one. Selma.
Yeah. You guys all know The Simpsons. Huh?
No, they wanted to know. They wanted to know if you're going to be doing the women voices in the show.
Yeah, well, once I straighten out. I got
Well, no. As Lil McGill, you can just do your normal voice.
Lil McGill, I can do.
Unless you want to, you got to add a little bit of a Western twang to it.
I got a twang. I can do it.
You can do a twang.
Sure, I can.
No, it's the cat house madam that you really got to work on. And she's in the next scene.
Should I do a gruff voice with her?
A cigarette-drenched voice.
Cigarette-drenched voice.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
That'll be 10 shillings.
10 shillings for you, buddy.
Excuse me.
I know my twang. I can't do it right now.
Yeah, we'll work on it. But she's in the next scene. I've already done all the other voices. I need you to do her voice for the next scene.
I will.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. We got to decide on how you're doing her voice.
Penny and Selma, yeah. Married to half a Springsfield. Oh. Yeah, we haven't watched The Simpsons lately.
Oh, we haven't watched it in years.
I can't do my twang right now. Oh my god.
We haven't watched The Simpsons.
Do my twang.
We don't take kindly to your kind around here.
We don't take
kindly to those who don't take kindly to our kind around here.
I need more voice to do it. Get in the mood.
That was AJ and Jake Anderson's bit. They used to do that in class when I had them as students, AJ and Jake. You know, we don't take kindly. Well, we don't take kindly to those who don't take kindly. Don't forget your Scousers. Oh, the Liverpool. Oh. The problem is to do a proper Liverpool accent, I gotta get it up in my nose. I've gotta get it up in my nose. I gotta learn to say gal. You're not a girl, you're a gal. Well, and then you. Hello, my name is Ringo.
Not bad.
Hello, Ringo. Peace, love, dear Fab.
Dear Fab, yeah.
Dear Fab. Yeah, I'm a drummer for the Beatles.
Peace and love, peace and love.
Peace and love, peace and love.
Yeah. I do that to my students. Peace and love, peace and love. It's kind of a funny story. I will very often tell my students to chill out. And then a teacher who was making T-shirts for our 5th grade team, she bought me a shirt that said, "Chill out, 5th grade." I'm like, do you hear me? I say that all the time.
The chill out 5th graders?
Yep. Time to chillax, y'all. Do I ever take the ladder away?
What's that?
Do I ever take the ladder away?
Does Joyce ever take the ladder away? No.
No, although you scared the shit out of me. I was in the...
Language! There's kids!
Sorry. He scared the heck out of me. I was in the kitchen, and he was on the step ladder, and
in the garage.
In the garage, and all just started going. I could not get out there fast enough to catch him. It's like, oh no!
Yeah, I still don't know why that ladder fell.
It's bent.
Yeah, I took an 8-foot drop.
Yeah, but you were okay. Thank goodness.
Well, I was sore a couple of days later,
Could
but
have
yeah.
broke something new.
I didn't break anything. It was an 8-foot drop.
I think I ever broke is my hand.
No, I've never broken anything. Chillax. Oh, yeah.
Chillax, that's
Chillax.
the term. Chillax. Chill and relax.
My problem is I don't want to. I want the reactions to be normal. I am singing the Rusty Twanger songs. I keep singing them. I'm still laughing, and I want to sing them, and I can't.
We did episode 2 next week.
No, Rusty Twanger doesn't show up until episode 4.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's quite the writer.
Yeah, there's a couple of people who are doing the Donna Lot.
Donna Lot.
Yeah, Madame. But I'm not giving that joke away either. they get the pun.
Right.
Somebody actually made a version of the running joke without knowing they were stealing my running joke.
Yeah.
But Madame Donna Lot. I bet you have.
I'm sure they've got a lot of those.
Hey,
shows.
Robin Red, thanks for stopping in. Yes, it's
Well,
11
good
o'clock over
heavens.
there.
Yeah, it's
Actually,
us.
it's 11:15 over there.
For us
11:13 over there.
Northerners in the U.S. Here's my twang.
Gute Nacht. I'll only say it in
Yeah,
German. Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht.
Robin Red is, well, where the heck is he?
spoiler,
It's
please.
2300.
He was from Red Robin was Skald was Denmark. He's Netherlands. He lived in the Czech Republic for 25 years, but he's from the Netherlands. It's 6 hours ahead, so it's 11:14 there now. Bing bong, it's 11:13.
I guess it is. All right then.
See, the problem is, Andrew, I really would, but I gotta save it.
Yeah.
He's got 2 songs that I've already done, and they're too frickin' funny.
Yeah. But y'all's all have to wait.
Y'all gonna have to wait. Y'allins? What the heck is Y'allins?
That was Pittsburghian.
That was a Pittsburgher who moved to New Orleans.
Yeah.
Y'allins.
Y'allins.
That was a Pittsburgher who moved to Louisiana.
Oh.
How y'allins doing?
Our darling friends, Deb is from Pittsburgh, so it's Yuns.
Yeah, in Pittsburgh, to say
Yeah.
you all, they say yins.
Yins,
Y-I-N-S,
yeah,
yins.
yins.
How yins doing?
So I do that to my students, Yuns, but I usually say Yuns. And there's Eagles, or Eagles.
Yeah. Eagles are called Eagles.
Eagles. So she's got a bunch more, but
There's a whole bunch.
It's been a while since we've gone over them. Need a review for the test.
I've been watching Somerset Andy. I think already left because we said goodbye. But I've been watching his video, so now I'm really trying to work on his accent.
Okay.
I really one day, Somerset Andy's gonna come in and I'm gonna sound just like him. I'm gonna give him his voice back, and he's gonna wonder why he's here. And as soon as Kieran talks, I'll learn to do his voice.
All right, baby Kieran is doing okay, although he's cluster feeding, which is driving my daughter nuts. She thinks he's on a growth spurt.
Cluster feeding is where a baby, instead of having one feeding,
Yeah.
and then takes a break for 3 hours, eats a little
Yeah.
for the whole 3 hour period, which means my daughter doesn't get to sleep.
Yeah, she's not sleeping. Although apparently her husband let
Hello,
her
Paul.
sleep for about 6 hours the other day. She needed the sleep, but man, with a girl sore when she woke up. So,
Okay, you just said the girls.
the girls.
This is mostly men, honey. They're probably cringing right now. They're like, stop talking about that.
There's a few mothers in here, aren't there? Or fathers. You got
I don't know about mothers or fathers. There's a couple some bitches in here, but
Some bitches.
the some bitches.
Some bitches.
No, not some. Some.
Some.
And you gotta say it with a Kentucky accent.
Some bitch.
He's from Kentucky. That's the accent I'm doing. He's from Kentucky.
Kentucky.
He's a some bitch.
Oh, man.
Mayor Sumbish from Kentucky. His papa was
No,
a
it wasn't.
Sumbish from Kentucky. His grandpapa was a Sumbish from Kentucky. He comes from a whole family of Sumbishes.
Yeah.
And that's why that line was so great.
Yeah.
You're gonna be you're a dumb Sumbish if you stay here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Both.
Oh. He's,
Yeah, Kieran's memory's amazing.
yeah.
Hey, Philip Page, how are you? Well, I'll tell you guys, do you want to see the video one more time?
He's Kyan. Kyan is his name.
Kyan is
Kieran,
our...
He's Kyan.
It's a Celtic name. It's also a Sanskrit name. Kyan.
Yeah,
Khian.
Say it's a long I schwa E. Kyan.
Kyan. I mean, if you guys wanted to see it one more time, I'll play it. But you can all say, nah, save it.
And he's a beauty.
My Western video.
How many times have you played it?
Oh, I like the butts and cannot lie. Just can't stop it. It has been in my head since I wrote it for 2 days.
I know, I'm sure.
I can't wait.
How many
I gotta
times
go
have you played this?
once.
Just once?
Just once.
Richard says, yes, please. What about the rest of you? Come on, encore and hit that like button, Yuns. Yins, hit the like button, yins.
Honey, there's 27 people watching and 28 likes.
That doesn't mean they've all hit the like button.
Well, there's that. Well, one just went up. Now it went up to 28. There, I just made it 29.
Can you like your own?
All right, I'm going to play it one more time anyhow. What the heck? I play everything twice. Some people can drop out or come back afterwards. Where is it? It's under the new song logo. There we go. All right, guys. My Western serial part 1, Matt Clark, Railroad Detective.
In the latter days of the Old West, big cities and lonely towns were only connected by the hard work of those mighty men of the railroads. And as their great iron horses rumbled across the plains and through the valleys, bad men were drawn to rob passengers, steal the payrolls, and plunder what they could. To combat this wave of evildoers, the railroad barons brought in brave lawmen of the rail lines. Quick of fist and trigger, these mobile marshals fought to stem the tide of lawlessness in the Old West. And the greatest of them all was Matt Clark, Railroad Detective.
Sumbitch, we got a problem. A big problem.
Well, what is it, Sheriff?
It's Bobby the Kid. He's escaped the federal hooscow at Amarillo and he's coming to town.
What? Billy the Kid's younger meaner brother, the train robber?
The very same one, Mayor.
This is not good. What are you going to do about it?
Well, I have some vacation days coming. I thought I might head east to visit my sister in Philadelphia, or my aunt in New York, or maybe my cousins in Cork County, Ireland.
Now just what kind of a coward are you, Sheriff?
The best kind, Mayor. I keep surviving. And you should be thinking of running too, Mayor.
I? Run? How dare you suggest that, sir? I am a sumbish. My father was a sumbish. His father was a sumbish. And his father before him was a big sumbish. And we sumbishes don't run.
Well, you'll be one dumb sumbish if you stay here in Big Gulch, Mayor. Don't forget, Bobby vowed vengeance on all of us for thwarting his one great train robbery.
Oh, yes. How could I have forgotten? He tried to rob the greatest locomotive and train ever built, the pride of the Union Baja's fleet, twice the size and power of a Black 5.
Yes, the humongous Black 10 called the Black Mamba. The only train he's ever failed to rob, and only because we called in Matt Clark, the great railroad detective who stopped him. And he swore to get us all, Mayor, come hell or high water. So if you don't mind, I'm off to pack my bags.
Now hold on, Sheriff. You forget, Matt Clark himself will be in town tonight.
Oh, that's right, his girl, Nancy McGill, is performing at the Filthy Glass Saloon beginning this week.
Right, and I'm sure he'll want to know about Bobby's escape and want to deal with him once and for all himself.
Right, well, I guess that's settled then, Mayor. I guess maybe I should go ahead and do my rounds about town anyhow.
Get on with it then. In the latter days.
Actually, Chris, I think you look more like an older version of Mayor Sumbish. I suppose you could also be the sheriff.
Now, Sheriff, what kind of a coward are you? The best kind, Sheriff. I managed to stay alive all these years.
Black 10. Mamba.
The Black Mamba.
Black Mamba.
A Black 10. The Black Mamba. Well, y'all can tell me what your favorite joke in that first scene was.
Or if you liked it, you're awfully quiet.
Well, they already seen it, so yeah, we got some
Alright.
praise. We got some praise.
This is a new thing, you know.
Well, I'll go back to doing songs. I just haven't listened to music. I'm sitting here last night wondering, why haven't I written any songs? And I'm like, well, I haven't listened to music in how many weeks? Probably need to go back to working out in the room just to listen to music so I could go, hey, there's a train song. But now I'm working on this.
Yeah, I still think reptiles are on it.
It's gone deathly quiet.
It has gone deathly
They've all
quiet.
fallen asleep.
That's like crazy. 0 to 60 in 8 seconds. Of course we love that.
Oh my God. The best jokes are yet to come too.
It's true. It's
Oh my
just-
God.
You know, I always tell my kids that first chapter is always introducing
No, the
scene.
scene 2 at the train station is funny. That's cute. Scene 3 is really funny because that's when all the running jokes come running together. And then scene 4 I started working on. I'll tell you about it because I already found your song.
Oh, I see. Who's Bill Oddie? Bill Oddie. Somebody said that.
Bill Oddie. It might have
Rusty
been.
Twanger looks like Bill Oddie.
It might have been him. I just grabbed that.
Yeah, you just grabbed pictures.
Yeah, I just grabbed a picture. It might have been him because it wasn't an old timey guy. I made the picture look old timey, but it was some guy playing banjo. So it might have been this Bill Oddie.
You have to finish this off before we go back to music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will. This one definitely has preoccupied my brain. The problem is I already kind of had a general thought, and the problem is I have jokes, and I have to write the scene around the jokes.
Good.
I have to write the scenes around the jokes. I tell Joyce a couple of jokes. Now how do I fit them into the scene? Like I've told her some of the jokes that I don't even have in scenes yet.
Right.
But there will be music jokes too. There's already. I mean, and then again, I guarantee you there are jokes. For example, did you guys look carefully? I'll pull it up again real fast. Which one do I want to do? Let's do, yeah, no, not that one, although that's a good time to do that one. Let's do long run, because this one has it. So let's add media source. Oh, not media source. Let's add image. It's not in here. Where is it?
Yeah, it definitely is, Richard.
What's that?
Good to see your creative mind at work. Absolutely. I see you don't label your images.
Well, I did, but it's not in here. Apparently I lost it.
Can't you just go to images and bring it up?
Yeah.
Seems like it might be easier.
And it should go right to the page. Or it can do that. Up, there we go. Okay, where was it? Here it is. Yeah. So, you guys, this train is called the Black Mamba. But you really have to look at it closely. Like the front end has been digitally altered. And then, if you look at its running numbers, but sir, trains don't have 3 letters and then a number as their running number. Mine does. It's the FKN 10. You figure it out. And then on the side there, if you have a big screen TV, it works better. It is the Black Mamba. So yeah, I can't animate, but I could take pictures and throw up backdrops. I'm sure Alami is going, if somebody from Alami sees I stole their picture, they're going to demand I take it out or take it down. But God, it's like anytime I try to find pictures anymore, they're all licensed. They're all pay. So I just stole their example picture. Yeah, they can have Alami all over it. I don't care. That's twice the size of a. It's twice the size of a black 10. It's a black 5. It's a black 10. The largest locomotive ever made. Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry, but black 5s were only made in the United Kingdom, and your story says it was made in 1891, but black 5s weren't in production until 1923 or whatever. I don't know. Maybe they were back in that time. What's that? Oh, yay. Yay me. So, yeah, that is my sense of humor. Joyce has said many years I should have gone into comedy, that I should have been a stand-up comedian or something like that.
So he just became a teacher instead.
I became a teacher where I still do stand-up comedy.
He does.
No, the problem is I might have thought of going into stand-up comedy when I was younger, but the only time Joyce said I should go into stand-up comedy is when I stood in front of her naked.
Oh, stop.
You're funny! All right, I gotta ask. Did you guys all catch? All right, Donegal Dad, Mark, take care. Thanks for stopping by. You got to get up early in the morning. Anybody, did you like the piano player's name? Joey Bill. Come on, me, I'm the piano man. The piano player is Joey Bill.
Yeah.
The bartender is Walter Down. Oh, I know you get him.
I'm supporting you.
And it shows.
Oh, better.
And yeah, somebody was pointing out your track lifts up over there. I know. It actually lifts up when the locomotive hits here and it goes up because it's uneven.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. We moved it that one time and
I know.
it's like the middle section went down. It rose up in the middle and
was even when we started.
I don't know. We must have popped that board, but it was perfectly level until we had to. I mean, it was level.
Yeah, it was. But it's heavy. It's big.
Kieran just used the P word. All right, that's it, Kieran. Into the corner. Wash your mouth out with soap or industrial train locomotive grease lube, whatever. All right, Chris, good night. Take care. We'll see you all. I'm getting ready to wrap this up anyhow. Yeah, it's 5:30. It's time to start wrapping this up. Time to wrap her up. Tell who the noisy runner is. Beep, beep, beep. I got everybody else. Yeah, I just got to get them on that side.
Right.
So here they go. Come on! I can't get it to slow down that last mile an hour. So everybody talks about 20%, 30% minor scale speeds. can go up to 20. All right, everybody. Let's go to the. Most people are probably taken out. I want to thank you all for once again tuning in. Thank you for your weekly support. It's awesome.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. He means me. Okay. Stimda. So yeah, everybody, have a great weekend. I'll see you on the streams out there. Remember, wherever you do, don't cross your streams, whether it's when you're fighting Ghost or watching YouTube or going to the bathroom. Don't cross your streams.
Hey, everybody.
And Auf Wiedersehen, Tschüss, and happy